Alright, so now we're going to continue with the Bible reading, right?
Would to God ye could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I have espoused you to one husband, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. But I fear, lest by any means as the serpent beguiled Eve through his...
Now, doesn't he say virgin, right? Which is a person who has not had sex yet, right? Then he goes into the beguilement right, of Satan, the serpent.
So your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus, whom we have not preached, or if ye receive another Spirit, which ye have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. For I suppose I was not a whit behind the very chiefest apostles. But though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge, but we have been...
But see, even his sperm defiles you, idiot. That's why you're supposed to wait for the right man and make him legally marry you first, because they can fuck you like you're a goddamn piece of meat. And you let him fuck you like you're a goddamn piece of meat. And you wonder why it don't work out, because you love them. Right. No, you don't. You want to possess them, right? You let them fuck you, or they rape you, or you don't report it, right? Whatever the hell's going on there. No one knows why you do the crazy shit you do, ladies, but you're just as crazy as the men.
Made manifest among you in all things. Have I committed an offense in abasing myself, that ye might be exalted, because I have preached to you the gospel of God freely? I robbed other churches, taking wages of them to do you service. And when I was present with you and wanted, I was chargeable to no man. For that which was lacking to me, the brethren which came from Macedonia supplied. And in all things I have kept myself from being burdensome unto you. And so will I keep myself. As the truth of Christ is in me, no man shall stop me of this boasting in the regions of Achaia.
Now, some might say he uses that to get more money or something, right? You know what I mean? You're supposed to see, to go to another church, you need more money from that church, right?
Because I love you not? God knoweth. But what I do, that I will do.
Kind of seems like a guilt trip, I know.
A cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory, they may be found even as we. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers.
So this is in the same passage. So Satan was once an angel of light, and he could transform himself back into that angel. Interesting, huh? But the problem is, the word there is scheme. Zeta. What the hell? Oh, it's a scheme image, right? It's a trickery of Satan, right? As well.
Whose end shall be according to their works.
Right.
I say again, let no man think me a fool. If otherwise, yet as a fool receive me, that I may boast myself a little. That which I speak it not after the Lord, but as it were foolishly, in this confidence of boasting. Seeing that many glory after the flesh, I will glory also. For ye suffer fools gladly, seeing ye yourselves are wise. For ye suffer if a man bring you into bondage, if a man devour you, if a man take of you, if a man exalt himself, if a man smite you on the face. I speak as concerning reproach, as though we had been weak. Howbeit, whereinsoever any is bold, I speak foolishly, I am bold also. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I. Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool. I am more. in labors more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent, in deaths oft. Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one.
So he's talking about how he suffered for Jesus himself, right? Well, that's how they did Jesus before they put him on the cross. That's part of why he died quicker, too. See, his back was so scarred and cut up, right? He couldn't lift himself up, but for the 6 hours he was on the cross. Because usually they put you on the cross before noon or around noon, right? And they leave you up there till evening, right? That's why they had to get him in the tomb before night fell, right? That's Nicodemus.
Was I beaten with rods?
Josephus, right?
Once was I stoned. Thrice I suffered shipwreck.
So he was stoned, right? Suffered shipwreck twice, right?
The day I have been in the deep, in journeyings often.
So he was over 24 hours in the ocean,
waters,
right?
and perils of robbers.
And you notice he said deep. Go back to Ezekiel. Sorry. And some people just don't want to hear the truth.
In perils by the heathen, in perils in the city, in perils in the wilderness, in perils in the sea, in perils among false brethren, in weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness. Beside those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all the churches. Who is weak, and I am not weak? Who is offended, and I burn not? If I must needs glory, I will glory of the things which concern mine infirmities. The God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, which is blessed forevermore, knoweth that I lie not. In Damascus, the governor, under Aretas the king, kept the city of the Damascenes with a garrison, desirous to apprehend me. And through a window in a basket was I let down by the wall,
Satan over Jesus
escaped
to where
his
he
hand.
has to die for you
2 Corinthians chapter 12. It is not expedient for me, doubtless, to glory.
10,000 years or something.
I will come to
right?
visions and revelations
That's
of
what
the
I'm
Lord.
guessing, right?
I knew a man in Christ about 14
You don't
years
even make
ago,
it
whether
past
in the body I
10,000
cannot
years
tell,
yet,
whether out of the body
Or
I
you
cannot
brother
tell,
was
God
here.
knoweth. Such
And
an
Jesus
one
just
caught up
remakes
to the
it.
3rd heaven. And I knew such a man, whether
Like
in the
these
body
16,
or out of the
right.
body I cannot tell,
I
God
know.
knoweth, how that
You
he was
definitely
caught
don't make it
up
past
into
20,000
paradise,
years, right?
and heard unspeakable
Before he has
words
to
which it is
replenish
not
your
lawful
feet,
for a
right.
man to utter. Of such an one will I
But so
glory,
exceedingly
yet of
wicked.
myself I will not
And
glory,
vile, no.
but in mine infirmities.
And you want to be
For though I would
wicked
desire
and
to
vile.
glory, I shall not be a fool, for I will say the truth. But now I forbear, lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or that he heareth of me. And lest I should be exalted above
So
measure
you
through
let
the
people
abundance of the
blind you to the
revelations,
truth. And then
there
when
was
you
given to me
fuck
a
up,
thorn in the
you don't
flesh,
seem to care
the
that
messenger
you're
of
fucking a
Satan
prick.
to buffet me,
You don't
lest I
recognize
should
what
be
a prick
exalted
is.
above measure.
A prick
For
is
this thing
someone
I
who will
besought
fuck
the
you
Lord
under
thrice,
the
that it
promise
might
he
depart
loves you,
from me.
but really
And he
just
said
wants
unto
your
me,
virginity. Right?
My grace is
And then when he
sufficient for
has
thee,
it, he'll
for my
treat you
strength
like shit.
is made
So
perfect
you'll leave him.
in
Right?
weakness.
He'll say,
Most
I love
gladly,
you at
therefore,
first
will I rather
to get you
glory
to
in
fuck
mine
you.
infirmities,
But
that
you
the
love
power
that,
of
don't you,
Christ
ladies?
may
You like
rest
men
upon me.
taking advantage of you that way.
Therefore I take
You let
pleasure
them do
in
it.
infirmities,
And
in
then you blame
reproaches,
good
in
men
necessities,
and
in
treat us like
persecutions,
shit
in
because we're not the
distresses
one
for
you
Christ's
want. He
sake.
loves you.
For when I am weak,
But then when he turned
then
into the asshole
am I
he really
strong.
was the whole time,
I am become
you
a
blame the
fool
next guy
in
and
glory.
treat him like
Ye have
shit.
compelled me,
That's what's
for I
been being
ought to have
done
been
to me.
commended of you.
But I know
For
it's
in nothing
his
am I
fault too.
behind the very
It's
chiefest
not
apostles,
one or
though
the
I
other.
be
It's
nothing.
both of you doing me wrong.
Truly the signs of an
You
apostle
know
were
that
wrought
too.
among you in all patience, in
And
signs
you
and
don't care about
wonders and
yourselves
mighty
or other
deeds.
people.
For what is it wherein ye were inferior to other
You don't even know what
churches,
that means.
except it be that I myself was not burdensome to you? Forgive me
You
if
don't
this
want to
wrong.
know. I know.
Behold, the
And you
third
blame
time
God
I
and
am ready
Jesus
to
for
come to
your
you,
choices
and I will
that
not
they
be
can't
burdensome
stop
to
you
you.
from making.
For I
Because
seek
what
not
Satan wants
yours,
him to
but
do is
you.
not create anything.
For the
Right?
children ought not to lay up
Just
for the
never create
parents,
this
but the
crazy planet
parents for the
you
children.
made, right?
And I
Well,
will very
that means you
gladly
would never have
spend and be
existed,
spent
right?
for you.
He wants
Though the more
Jesus to never
abundantly I
create the
love
earth,
you,
right?
the
And
less
he's
I be
using
loved.
your sins to do
But be
something,
it so, I
because
did not
Jesus
burden
and
you.
me sin less
Nevertheless,
than
being crafty, I caught you with guile. Did I make a
so you
gain of
don't
you
care.
by
You
any of
don't
them
care.
whom I sent unto you? I desired Titus, and with him I sent a brother. Did Titus make a gain of you? Walked we not in the same spirit? Walked we not in the same steps? Again, think ye that we excuse ourselves unto you? We speak before God in Christ, but we do all things, dearly beloved, for your edifying. For I fear lest when I come, I shall not find you such as I would, and that I shall be found unto you such as ye would not, lest there be debates, envyings, wraths, strifes, backbitings, whisperings, swellings, tumults, and lest when I come again, my God will humble me among you, and that I shall bewail many which have sinned already, and have not repented of the uncleanness and fornication and lasciviousness
So
which they
again,
have
he's going
committed.
to sex crimes.
2 Corinthians chapter 13.
You're not repentant.
This is the third time I am coming to you.
Patrick is
In
mine,
the mouth of
Stevens,
2 or 3 witnesses shall every
you don't give a
word be
shit. You
established.
never did.
I told you
Women
before and
like you are
foretell you
time
as
of
if I were
dust
present
and
the second time.
You were
And
worse
being
than all the other
absent, now I
girlfriends because
write
you
to
fucked
them which
longer than them.
heretofore have
That don't
sinned,
make you
and
better,
to all
honey.
other, that if I
Makes
come
you just
again,
as bad
I will
only
not
because of
spare,
coincidences
since
that
ye
I
seek a
even
proof
try
of
to hang in
Christ
there with you,
speaking in
right?
me, which
I'm
to
trying to
you
love
is
you,
not
crazy,
weak,
but you
but is
clearly are hung
mighty
up on
in you.
someone else.
For though he
Whether
was
it's Bart,
crucified through
Steven,
weakness,
you want
yet
them,
he
not
liveth
me.
by
You
the
never
power
want me.
of God. For
I'm
we
your
also
rebound.
are weak in him, but we shall live with
And
him
you
by
want
the
to
power
treat
of
me
God
like
toward
shit
you.
like they did you.
Examine
That's why it
yourselves,
don't
whether
work
ye
out
be in the faith.
with me and you.
Prove your own selves.
You think you
Know
have
ye
a
not your own
privilege
selves
to
how that
treat me
Jesus
like
Christ is
shit,
in
and
you,
it don't matter what
except
you
ye be
do, right?
reprobates? But
No,
I
I
trust
don't
that ye shall
understand that
know
kind of
that we are
sacrifice,
not
because even
reprobates.
Jesus
Now I
didn't
pray to
have a
God that ye
choice.
do no evil, not that we
I
should
didn't have a
appear
choice with
approved,
you.
but that ye should
You
do that
never
which is
committed to me.
honest, though we be
Nor
as
did the
reprobates.
disciples commit to
For we can
Jesus,
do nothing
or he
against
wouldn't
the
have been
truth,
betrayed and they wouldn't
but
have
for
heard.
the truth. For
They
we
were
are
evil
glad
men
when we are weak,
betraying their
and
Lord,
ye are
right?
strong.
And they knew
This
him better
also we
than Paul.
wish, even your perfection.
Paul was converted
Therefore
to
I write these
Christianity
things
because
being
he saw
absent, lest,
what
being
Jesus went through
present,
to
I should
persecute
use
the church,
sharpness, according to the power which the Lord hath given me to edification and not to destruction. Finally, brethren, farewell. Be perfect. Be of good comfort. Be of one mind. Live in peace. And the God of love and peace shall be with you. Greet one another with an holy kiss. All the saints salute you. The grace of the Lord Jesus Christ and the love of God
You want
and
to
the
continue in
communion
your
of the
vanity
Holy
and your
Ghost
folly and your
be
bullshit,
with you
Mary
all.
Bell. That
Amen.
Gina,
The Epistle of Paul the Apostle
Amanda.
to the Galatians, chapter 1. Paul, an apostle, not of men, neither by man, but by Jesus Christ, and God the Father, who raised him from the dead, and all the brethren which are with me unto the churches of Galatia. Grace be to you and peace from God the Father. Of Paul the Apostle to the Galatians, 2 Corinthians chapter 13. This is the third time I am coming to you. In the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall every word be established.
So that means if two people say something similar, at least like Isaiah said, in the breast of kings you shall suck, and John's and used the word shad there, right? SHD in the Hebrew, right? Well, the SHD, even Leviathan draws out the shad, right? Even the women nurse the shad of their offspring. Right? And even men make a fake shad, Job says as well, to nurse their children as well. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a bottle, right? You would call it today, right? You can't, moron. Because what do I have to do? Nothing. You can't prove I'm doing anything wrong, only you are, I know. And that's why I can resist you. And if it don't go upon this account, what will I do? Put it up on the other one. There you go, right? Why do you think I have more than one account? So I can't block you even if I have your fucking... Even if you have my fucking password. Which the only way you can get it is if you're hacking my computer, right? Then what will I do? Put it up on the other channel. That's right. That's what I'll do. If it don't work on this one, you put it up on the other one. That's right. Because I'm the same person. I don't know what kind of person you are, but I am Shane Edward Lee. I know. I know. And that's what he does too. He knows we're fucking with him. And we're losers. We're liars. We're not repentant people. We don't know right from wrong. We don't want to know right from wrong. Nope, you don't. Like I told you, when you're that evil, when you're that corrupted by the devil, all me and Jesus can do is try to show you the real way. I know. We can't force you to follow us. You're so used to loving the devil's way, which ain't love. His is carne. You're pedia carne, all right? When you're having sex with a child, all right? You're not pedophiles. That's from Philo. Philo is brotherly love. And you don't fuck your brother either, or your own children, or your stepchildren, all right? That's how fucked up you people are. You want to fuck everything and be damned with Satan for having sex with a child. Now, Adam and Eve in form are in no comparison to Satan in form. So, well, he knows when he's being blocked himself that he's doing nothing wrong. We are. We only do people wrong. And he keeps showing you your evil and you won't repent. He keeps showing you your sins and you love to do them more, right? Alright, so now we're going to go over some of the minor prophets in the New Testament or Old Testament starting after Daniel. After Daniel. You know Daniel, but you don't know Hosea. You don't know the ones after Daniel, right? So, 1.
Lamentations, chapter 1.
You don't know
How
limitations.
doth the city sit solitary that was full of people?
You know Jeremiah, but
How is
not
she become as a
limitations.
widow? She that was great among the nations and princess among the provinces, how is she become tributary? She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are on her cheeks. Among all her lovers she hath none to comfort her. All her friends have
Mary
dealt
Bell?
treacherously with her. They are become her enemies. Judah is gone into captivity because of affliction and because of great servitude. She dwelleth among the heathen, she findeth no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between the straits. The ways of Zion do mourn, because none come to the solemn feasts. All her gates are desolate, her priests sigh, her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness. Her adversaries are the chief, her enemies prosper, for the Lord hath afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions. Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy. And from the daughter of Zion all her beauty is departed. Her princes are become like harts that find no pasture, and they are gone without strength before the pursuer. Jerusalem remembered in the days of her affliction and of her miseries all her pleasant things that she had in the days of old, when her people fell into the hand of the enemy, and none did help her. The adversaries saw her, and did mock at her Sabbaths. Jerusalem hath grievously sinned, therefore is she removed. All that honoured her despise her, because they have seen her nakedness. Yea, she sigheth and turneth backward. Her filthiness is in her skirts. She remembereth not her last end. Therefore she came down wonderfully. She had no comforter. O Lord, behold my affliction, for the enemy hath magnified himself, all her pleasant things. For she hath seen that the heathen entered into her sanctuary, whom thou didst command that they
Now,
should not enter
clearly,
into thy
they got
congregation.
my account and
All the
password.
people
How?
sigh.
Right. They
They
what?
seek bread. They have given their pleasant things for meat to relieve the soul.
The account.
See, O Lord,
This
and
is proof
consider,
of that, right?
for I am become vile. Is it nothing to you, all ye that pass by? Behold and see if there be any sorrow like unto my sorrow, which is done unto me, wherewith the Lord hath afflicted
But
me
they're
in the day of his
sloppy
fierce
hackers
anger.
too. They're not even good
From
at that.
above hath he sent fire
They
into my
suck
bones,
at everything
and
they
it
do.
prevaileth against them.
They're nothing but
He hath
men's
spread a net
puppets
for my
or
feet.
Satan's little
He hath
puppets.
turned me back.
And they
He
don't
hath
give
made
a
me
shit
desolate
about
and
even
faint
themselves.
all the day. The yoke of my transgressions is bound by his hand. They are wreathed and come up upon my neck. He hath made my strength to fall. The Lord hath delivered me into their hands, from whom I am not able to rise up. The Lord hath trodden under foot all my mighty men in the midst of me. He hath called an assembly against me to crush my young men. The Lord hath trodden the virgin, the daughter of Judah, as in a winepress. For these things I weep.
This goes
When
back to Dina.
when
and how
I
she
runneth
was
down
around
with
Satan,
water,
and how
because the
Satan
comforter
kinda
that should relieve
raped
my
her,
soul is
right?
far from me. My children are desolate, because the enemy prevailed. Zion spreadeth forth
But it
her
also
hands, there is
shows
none to
cruelty
comfort
as
her.
well. I know.
The Lord hath commanded concerning Jacob that his adversaries should be round about him. Jerusalem is as a menstruous woman among them. The Lord is righteous,
Alright, so
for I
I
have
just
rebelled
got
against his
phone
commandment. Hear,
But
I
Because
pray you,
you
all
had
people,
no
and
light
behold my
in
sorrow.
your
My virgins and my young men are gone into captivity. I called
You
for
were
my
just
lovers,
greedy,
but they
right?
deceived me.
Not
My
because
priests and mine elders gave up the ghost in the city, while they sought
having
their
your
meat to relieve their souls.
right.
Behold, O Lord, for I am in distress. My bowels are troubled, mine heart is turned within me, for I have grievously rebelled. Abroad the sword bereaveth, at home there is as death. They have heard that I sigh, there is none to comfort me. All mine enemies have heard of my trouble, they are glad that thou hast done it. Thou wilt bring the day that thou hast called, and they shall be like unto me. Let all their wickedness come before thee, and do unto them as thou hast done unto me for all my transgressions. For my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. Lamentations chapter 2. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. The Lord hath swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and hath not pitied. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. He hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof.
Burn in hell with your God Satan, because that's where you're going. You're all going to hell, and you don't care. You let Satan take you over,
and he burned,
and you wonder why you're living in hell. You're putting yourself through hell.
Bent his bow like an enemy.
You choosing hell over
with his right
salvation,
hand as an adversary,
and you don't
slew
care.
all that were pleasant to the eye.
You know
in the
everything you're
tabernacle of
doing
the
here is
daughter
evil
of
as
Zion.
fuck.
He poured out his fury like fire. The Lord was as an enemy. He hath swallowed up Israel. He hath swallowed up all her palaces. He hath destroyed his strongholds, and hath increased in the daughter of Judah mourning and lamentation. And he hath violently taken away his tabernacle, as if it were of a garden. He hath destroyed his places of the assembly. The Lord hath caused the solemn feasts and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion, and hath despised in the indignation of his anger the king and the priest. The Lord hath cast off his altar. He hath abhorred his sanctuary. He hath given up into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces. They have made a noise in the house of the Lord, as in the day of a solemn feast. The Lord hath purposed to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion. He hath stretched out a line. He hath not withdrawn his hand from destroying. Therefore he made the rampart and the wall to lament. They languished together. Her gates are sunk into the ground. He hath destroyed and broken her bars. Her king and her princes are among the Gentiles. The law is no more. Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord. The elders of the daughter of Zion sit upon the ground and keep silence. They have cast up dust upon their heads. They have girded themselves with sackcloth. The virgins of Jerusalem hang down their heads to the ground. Mine eyes do fail with tears. My bowels are troubled. My liver is poured upon the earth for the destruction of the daughter of my people, because the children and the sucklings swoon in the streets of the city. They say to their mothers, where is corn and wine? When they swooned as the wounded in the streets of the city, when their soul was poured out into their mother's bosom. What thing shall I take to witness for thee? What thing shall I liken to thee, O daughter of Jerusalem? What shall I equal to thee, that I may comfort thee, O virgin daughter of Zion? For thy breach is great like the sea. Who can heal thee? Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity to turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty,
You're not
the joy of the
like
whole
a
earth?
faithful girlfriend, but an
All thine
unfaithful.
enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her
That's
up.
the problem with women.
Certainly
like
this is
you,
the day that we looked for.
You
We have
fuck two
found,
men
we
and
have
then
seen it.
pretend to know who
The
got
Lord
you
hath
pregnant.
done that which he had
You have to
devised.
be,
He hath
or
fulfilled his
you would
word
know,
that he had
like
commanded in the
Daphne
days of
did.
old. He hath
Daphne
thrown
knew
down
got
and
her
hath
pregnant.
not
You
pitied.
don't want to know.
And he hath caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thine adversaries.
And women
Their
like
heart
you are a
cried unto
dime
the
a
Lord,
dozen too.
O
You
wall
play
of the
two
daughter
men
of Zion.
against each
Let
other.
tears run down
Because
like
of
a
the
river
prick who
day and
fucked
night.
you over.
Give thyself no rest. Let not the
You're
apple of
just
thine
as
eye
bad,
cease.
I know,
Arise,
as the
cry
prick
out
who
in the
pricked me.
night.
Right.
In the beginning of the watches, pour out thine heart like water before the face of the Lord. Lift up thy hands toward him for the life of thy young children that faint for hunger in the top of every street. Behold, O Lord, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the women eat their fruit, and children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. Thou hast called, as in a solemn day, my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Lord's anger none escaped nor remained. Those that I have swaddled and brought up hath mine enemy consumed. Lamentations chapter 3. I am the man that hath seen affliction by the rod of his wrath. He hath led me and brought me into darkness, but not into light. Surely against me is he turned. He turneth his hand against me all the day. My flesh and my skin hath he made old. He hath broken my bones. He hath builded against me, and compassed me with gall and travail. He hath set me in dark places, as they that be dead of old. He hath hedged me about, that I cannot get out. He hath made my chain heavy. Also, when I cry and shout, he shutteth out my prayer. He hath enclosed my ways with hewn stone. He hath made my paths crooked. He was unto me as a bear lying in wait, and as a lion in secret places. He hath turned aside my ways, and pulled me in pieces. He hath made me desolate. He hath bent his bow, and set me as a mark for the arrow. He hath caused the arrows of his quiver to enter into my reins. I was a derision to all my people, and their song all the day. He hath filled me with bitterness. He hath made me drunken with wormwood. He hath also broken my teeth with gravel stones. He hath covered me with ashes, and thou hast removed my soul far off from
Love
peace.
fucks you because they love you.
I forgat
Or they don't fuck
prosperity.
you at all.
And I said, my strength and my hope is perished from the Lord. Remembering mine affliction and my misery, the wormwood and the gall, my soul hath them still in remembrance, and is humbled in me. This I recall to my mind. Therefore have I hope. It is of the Lord's mercies that we're not consumed, because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is thy faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. The Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the soul that seeketh him. It is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a man that he bear the yoke of his youth. He sitteth alone and keepeth silence, because he hath borne it upon him. He putteth his mouth in the dust, if so be there may be hope. He giveth his cheek to him that smiteth him. He is filled full with reproach. For the Lord will not cast off forever. But though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies. For he did not afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of men, to crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth, to turn aside the right of a man before the face of the Most High, to subvert a man in his cause, the Lord approveth not. Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass, when the Lord commandeth it not? Out of the mouth of the Most High proceedeth not evil and good. Wherefore doth a living man complain, a man for the punishment of his sins? Let us search and try our ways, and turn again to the Lord. Let us lift up our heart with our hands unto God in the heavens. We have transgressed and have rebelled. Thou hast not pardoned.
And that's
Thou
what
hast covered
Satan is
with anger
using
and
to get you to
persecuted
follow
us.
him.
Thou hast
stupid.
slain. Thou hast
Your
not
dumbass
pitied.
host.
Thou hast
Your
covered thyself
dumbass
with a
priest.
cloud.
And
that
you
our
only
prayer
care
should
about
not
one
pass
thing, your
through.
pleasure.
Thou hast made us
And
as
your
the
pain.
offscouring and refuse in the midst
You
of
love
the
your
people.
pain
All
and the
our
prick
enemies have
more than you
opened their
love the
mouths
love
against
of
us.
truth.
Fear and
And
a
one name
snare
of
is
the
come
Lord.
upon us, desolation and destruction. Mine eye runneth down with rivers of water for the
But see,
destruction
I don't
of
know
the
if I
daughter
can
of
get
my
you pregnant
people.
or not,
Mine
virgin
eye
or not.
trickleth
You
down
might
and
be with
ceaseth
me a
not,
year
without
and
any
then cheat on
intermission.
me, whether you're
till
a
the Lord
virgin or not.
look down and behold from heaven.
You want a
Mine
child
eye
with me. That
affecteth
ain't
mine
what
heart
the Lord
because of all
wants
the
from
daughters
you.
of my city.
Or I wouldn't
Mine
have fell
enemies
for the
chased me
sword.
sore like a bird without cause.
You're right,
They
I
have cut
didn't
off
get
my
the credit.
life in the dungeon,
I fell for
and
the
cast a
sword.
stone
I'm
upon
fucked
me.
up internally.
Waters flowed
How
over
I'm
mine
even
head, and
coming
I
is a
said,
miracle.
I am cut off.
But
I
if
called
I
upon thy name,
have a
O
low
Lord,
sperm
out
count,
of the low
and
dungeon.
he don't, he got your
Thou hast
pregnant.
heard my
Simple
voice.
as that.
Hide not
But
thine
you
ear
can't be
at my
unfaithful to a
breathing,
faithful man.
at my cry. Thou
Dumbass.
drewest near in the day that I called upon thee. Thou saidst, Fear not.
He
O
can't get
Lord,
you pregnant
thou
that
hast
way.
pleaded the causes of
Especially
my
for those
soul.
sperm count.
Thou hast redeemed my life.
You're stupid as dirt.
O Lord,
You're dumb as
thou
Satan.
hast seen
You're
my
Satan's
wrong.
bitch. You
Judge
always
thou
will
my
be.
cause. Thou hast seen
And
all
you
their
can't
vengeance
repent
and all
of
their
your evil because you
imaginations
don't
against
want
me.
to see
Thou
your
hast heard
evil.
their reproach, O Lord, and all
Like
their imaginations
Jeremiah
against
said.
me. The lips of those that rose up against me, and their device against me all the day. Behold their sitting down, and
I'm not
their
a virgin
rising
because
up.
I didn't get
I
anyone pregnant.
am
I
their
might have gotten
music.
Daphne pregnant. Right?
Render
So I can't
unto them
get
a
you
recompense, O Lord,
You're
according to the
vain,
work of
you're
their hands.
conceited,
Give
you
them
don't listen
sorrow
to
of
no one.
heart, thy curse unto them.
You're full of
Persecute
shit
and
and
destroy them
dead
in
people.
anger
You're
from under
filled
the
with Satan's
heavens
seed.
of the
From
Lord.
Stephen.
Lamentations chapter 4. How is the gold become dim? How
Because
is
I
the
got
most fine
a low
gold
sperm count
changed?
because I fell
The
for these
stones of the
stories. Even
sanctuary
though
are poured out in the top of every street.
2 ounces don't matter.
The precious
shit
sons
fuck
of
you
Zion,
before and after.
comparable to fine gold, how are
Sorry,
they
not
esteemed
enough.
as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter? Even the sea
And you only
monsters
hate
draw
yourself
out the breast, they give
for
suck unto their young
betraying the
ones.
good man
The
over
daughter
the
of my
evil man.
people is
But
become
that's how all
cruel,
you
like the
women do.
ostriches in the wilderness.
You won't understand.
The
I fell
tongue
for
of
these
the
stories.
sucking
You might
child
not see it
cleaveth to the roof of his
externally, but
mouth
it's
for
an
thirst.
internal injury.
The young
I know
children
it is.
ask bread, and no
And you
man
can't
breaketh
fuck
it
me
unto
for a
them.
year, even if you're a
They
virgin
that
and couldn't
feed
get pregnant by
delicately
this
are
time.
desolate in
Or
the
2
streets.
years, or 3 years,
They that
or
were
4
brought
years.
up in scarlet
I
embrace
fell 3
dunghills.
fucking stories.
For the
Or 2
punishment of the
1/4
iniquity
stories.
of the daughter of my people is greater
You're
than the
fucking
punishment of the
insane.
sin of Sodom, that was overthrown as in a moment, and no hand stayed on her. Her Nazarites were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. Their polishing was of sapphire. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. The Lord hath accomplished his
I
fury.
still
He
have a
hath poured
little
out his
sperm
fierce
count
anger,
again.
and hath kindled a fire in
It'll
Zion,
never
and it
change.
hath devoured the foundations thereof. The
I
kings of
told
the
you
earth
why
and
I
all the
fell for
inhabitants
these
of the
stories.
world would
You
not have
can't see it
believed that
externally
the
because
adversary
Jesus is
and the
trying to
enemy
hear me.
should have entered into
But
the
it don't
gates of
mean again
Jerusalem
perfectly
for the sins of her
if he
prophets
keeps attacking me all
and
the
the
time.
iniquities of her
It just
priests
keeps it
that
low.
have shed the blood
Yes,
of the
Jesus
just
is
in the
healing me,
midst of her.
dumbass.
They have wandered as
But you
blind
won't
men
believe
in
the
the
truth.
streets.
You're
They have
negative,
polluted
I'm
themselves
positive.
with blood, so that men
I
could
can't
not
get you
touch their
pregnant
garments.
Even if
They
you come
cried
and
unto
fuck
them,
me every night
Depart ye,
and have
it
me
is
the
unclean,
husband, I'm not your husband.
depart, touch
Stephen
not.
is.
When they fled away
He
and
always will
wandered, they
be.
said among
You
the heathen,
betrayed
they
the
shall
good
no
man
more
for the evil
sojourn
man.
there.
You
The
played into
anger
the
of the
evil
Lord
man's
hath
hand
divided them.
and made
He will
me
no more
too.
regard them.
Because you wouldn't
They
treat me
respected
right.
not the
You
persons
wouldn't
of
be
the
a good
priests. They
girlfriend.
favored not the
And I had
elders.
enough of bad
As
girlfriends.
for
There
us,
we go. You were
our
the
eyes
worst
as yet
girlfriend.
failed for our
Sheena
vain
was the
help.
second worst.
In our
compared to
watching,
you.
we have
Now,
watched
Sheena
for a
at least
nation that
knew
could not
something was
save
fucked
us.
up there and broke
They
up with me,
hunt our
and it was over.
steps that we
quickly.
cannot go in our streets. Our end
Now,
is
yeah, I hung
near.
on because I didn't know
Our
if I got her
days are
pregnant. I was still
for our
healthier
end
then.
is come. Our persecutors are swifter
But
than
with
the
you, I
eagles of
was
the heaven.
healthier.
They pursued us upon the mountains. They laid wait for us in the wilderness. The breath
With
of our
Daphne, I
nostrils,
was
the
helping
anointed
her,
of the
not
Lord,
you.
was taken in their
And you
pits.
cared
Of
not
whom we said,
that I
under
fell
his shadow
for
we shall
story.
live among
You
the
read my medical records, you crazy
Rejoice and be
Filipino
glad,
whore.
O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the
You're
land
exactly
of
what
Uz.
they told me you would
The
be in
cup
boot camp.
also shall pass through unto thee. Thou
Walton
shalt be
Dick and not
drunken,
love.
and shalt
Walton
make
Bart
thyself
and not me
naked.
or Steve. I know.
The punishment of thine iniquity is
Walton
accomplished,
Scott,
O
not
daughter
me or
of
Steve.
Zion.
I know.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine
I know
iniquity,
your
O
sin.
daughter of
I
Edom.
know your
He
tribulation.
will discover thy sins.
I never cared about you. You never cared about me or Steve. You didn't even
Lamentations,
care who got
chapter
your
5.
present. No.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless, our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money, our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution, we labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned
Because
and
I'm
are
not
not,
healed.
and we have borne their
You can
iniquities.
I'm not
Servants have
healed, and you
ruled
can't
over
get
us.
pregnant
There is
with
none
us.
that doth deliver us out of their hand. We
And
gat
you
our
can't
bread
get
with the
pregnant
peril
by
of our
me.
lives because of the sword of the wilderness. Our skin was black
know
like an
I-
oven because of the
Daphne might be the
terrible
last one I
famine.
actually got pregnant.
They ravished the women in
Not
Zion
you, not
and the
you.
maids in the cities of Judah. Princes are
I'm
hanged
not in
up by their
heaven,
hand.
no.
The faces of elders were not honored. They took the young men to grind, and the children fell under the wood. The elders have ceased from the gate, the young men from their music. The joy of our heart is ceased, our dance is turned into mourning. The crown is fallen from our head. Woe unto us that we have sinned. For this our heart is faint. For these things our eyes are dim. Because of the mountain of Zion which is desolate, the foxes walk upon it. Thou, O Lord, remainest forever, thy throne from generation to generation. Wherefore dost thou forget us forever, and forsake us so long time? Turn thou us unto thee, O Lord, and we shall be turned. Renew our days as of old. But thou hast utterly rejected us. Thou art very wroth against us. The book of the prophet Ezekiel, chapter.
So that's Ezekiel. Mm-hmm. This should be Hosea.
Hosea, chapter 1. The word of the Lord that came unto Hosea the son of Beeri, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, kings of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam the son of Joash, king of Israel. The beginning of the word of the Lord by Hosea.
Now the thing is,
And
no
the Lord
matter
said
how
to
you
Hosea,
put the Bible in
Go,
order,
take unto thee a wife
gonna
of
be a little out of
whoredoms and
order,
children
right?
of whoredoms. For the land hath committed
because
great
the
whoredom,
prophets are
departing
writing
from the
around
Lord.
the same time, right?
So he went and
Up
took
to
Gomer,
their
the
captivity in
daughter of
Babylon.
Diblaim, which
And
conceived
some
and
right
bare him a
after that
son.
they go to Greece,
And the Lord said
right?
unto him,
Because of the
Call his name
Hellenization of
Jezreel.
Israel.
But yet a little while,
But
and I will
then the
avenge
Israel
the blood of
also
Jezreel
won't
upon
translate
the
it
house
back
of
to
Jehu,
Hebrew, right?
and will cause
That's
to
their
cease
vanity,
the
right?
kingdom of the
It's
house
not
of
as though
Israel.
what happened during
And it
the
shall come to pass
Maccabean
at that
revolt,
day that I will
you
break
don't
the bow
celebrate
of Israel
Hanukkah
in
anyway
the
because
valley
of it.
of
It was
Jezreel.
called dedications by them,
And she
right?
conceived again, and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, Call her name
And it
Lo-ruhamah,
was winter.
for I will no more have mercy upon the house
It
of
was the
Israel,
Feast of
but I will
Dedication
utterly take
in the
them
New
away.
Testament, or
But I will have
Hanukkah
mercy upon the house of Judah,
now.
and will save them by the Lord their God. I will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen.
It
Now, when she had weaned
doesn't work
Lo-ruhamah,
that way.
she conceived,
If you
and bare a
keep
son.
injuring me the same
Then
way,
said God,
you're the temptation.
Call his
area.
name
I don't
Lo-ammi,
remember being with you
For ye are not
since I
my
broke up
people,
with you.
and I will not be your
Why
God.
do you think that is?
Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered.
Because you betrayed
And
me.
it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people,
It don't
there
matter.
it shall be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the
weaker
living God.
sperm, right?
Then shall the
Because of
children
the
of
fall,
Judah
right?
and the children of Israel be gathered
You
together,
won't
and
believe the
appoint
truth in
themselves
that.
one head,
You're trying to
and
make
they
me
shall
better
come
than
up
I
out
am.
of the land. For
And you
great
can't
shall be the
do
day
that,
of Jezreel.
You're deluding yourself again.
Hosea chapter 2. Say ye unto your brethren, Am I, and to your sisters, Ruhamah, plead with your mother, plead, for she is not my wife, neither am I her husband. Let her therefore put away her whoredoms out of her sight, and her adulteries from between her breasts, lest I strip her naked, and set her as in the day that she was born, and make her as a wilderness, and set her like a dry land, and
But
slay
that's
her
what
with
Satan
thirst.
wants to do to you.
And I will not have
right?
mercy upon her children, for they be the children of whoredoms.
See, men are good
For
and
their
evil
mother
like
hath played
Satan.
the harlot.
They don't know how to
She that
speak good
conceived
on
them
them.
have
Right?
done shame.
I don't
For she
either
said,
because I'm
I
in
will
this
go
world.
after my
Right?
lovers,
But
and
I'm
give me my
working on
bread
it.
and my water,
I'm trying
my
to
wool and
forgive,
my
but
flax,
I'm
my
human
oil
too.
and my
Right?
drink. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns, and make a wall, that she shall
But
not
I would
find
never
her
mess
paths.
with Brian Kemp's daughter.
And she shall follow
I'm
after
not
her lovers,
around them.
but she shall not
You
overtake
would have to
them.
put them up to
And she
come
shall
to
seek
me, and I don't
them, but
even
shall
know
not
how they
find
would
them.
do that. Right?
Then shall she say, I will go and return to my first husband, for then was it better with me than now. For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil, and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return, and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax given to cover her nakedness. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of mine hand. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. I will destroy her
Well,
vine.
they took what Hosea said and changed what Ezekiel said. Right? That's the problem too, right?
Trees, whereof she hath said, These are my rewards that my lovers have given me, and I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the
And
field
King
shall
James
eat
more
them.
got it right,
And I will visit upon her the
but it's
days
still
of
not
Baalim,
perfect, right?
wherein she burned incense to them, and she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers, and forgat me, saith the Lord. Therefore, behold, I will allure her, and bring her into the wilderness, and speak comfortably unto her.
But this is no longer God, this is Satan telling Hosea what he wants to do to the children of Israel for following him, not God anymore, right? You understand that, right, Israel? You're following Satan into hell. He is the angel with the serpent that's beguiling you in the sexual immorality with him.
But give
And
her
not
her vineyards from
being
thence,
with one
and the
woman
valley
from
of
her
Achor
youth.
for a door of hope. And she shall sing there, as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt.
And even
And it
if
shall
you
be
bring
at that
me a
day, saith
virgin,
the Lord,
there's no
thou
guarantee I
shalt
would
call
get her
me
pregnant or
Ishai,
not, right?
and shall call
But I
me no
wouldn't
more
care about
Baalah.
that unless she does it,
For I
then
will
she
take
might
away
cheat
the
on me
names of
and
Balaam
pretend
out
to
of her
know it's
mouth,
mine, right?
and they shall no
That's the
more be
problem too.
remembered by their name.
A virgin
And in
can be
that
just
day
as
will I make a
unfaithful as a
covenant with
faithful
them with the
woman,
beasts
right?
of the field, and with
If
the
she's not
fowls
your
of
woman,
heaven,
right?
and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break
See,
the bow and the
fidelity
sword
ain't
and the
just
battle
about
out
me.
of the earth,
It's about the
and will
person
make
I'm
them
with.
to lie down
If their
safely.
heart isn't in it,
And I
they
will
won't stay
betroth thee
faithful
unto
to
me
me.
forever.
Even
Yea,
if
I
I
will
pop in
betroth thee
character, right?
unto me in righteousness, and in
But
judgment,
there
and
again,
in
I'm still
loving
not a
kindness,
prick like
and
him,
in
right?
mercies. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and
Faithfulness.
thou shalt know the Lord. And it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord. I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. And the earth shall hear the corn, and the wine, and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say to them which were not my people, Thou art my people. And they shall say, Thou art my God. Hosea
All
chapter
right.
3.
Now,
Then said the Lord unto
so
me,
here are their comments, and this is what
Go
they're.
yet, love a woman beloved of her friend, yet an adulteress, according to the love of the Lord toward the children of Israel, who look to other gods and love flagons of wine. So I brought her to me for 15 pieces of silver, and for an homer of barley, and an half homer of barley. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot, and thou shalt not be for another man. So will I also be for thee. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return, and seek the Lord their God, and David their king, and shall fear the Lord and his goodness in the latter days. Hosea chapter 4. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Yet let no man strive, nor reprove another, for thy people are as they that strive with the priest. Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I will destroy thy mother. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. As they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. They eat up the sin of my people, and they set their heart on their iniquity. And there shall be, like people, like priests, and I will punish them for their ways, and reward them their doings. For they shall eat and not have enough. They shall commit whoredom, and shall not increase, because they have left off to take heed to the Lord. Whoredom and wine and new wine take away the heart. My people ask counsel at their stocks, and their staff declareth unto them, for the spirit of whoredoms hath caused them to err, and they have gone a-whoring from under their God. They sacrifice upon the tops of the mountains, and burn incense upon the hills under oaks and poplars and elms, because the shadow thereof is good. Therefore your daughters shall commit whoredom, and your spouses shall commit adultery. I will not punish your daughters when they commit whoredom, nor your spouses when they commit adultery. For themselves are separated with whores, and they sacrifice with harlots. Therefore the people that doth not understand shall fall. Though thou, Israel, play the harlot, yet let not Judah offend. And come not ye unto Gilgal, neither go ye up to Bethaven, nor swear, the Lord liveth. For Israel slideth back as a backsliding heifer. Now the Lord will feed them as a lamb in a large place.
But that's how they were
Ephraim
taught to
is
prophesy.
joined to idols. Let him
See,
alone.
again,
Their drink is
they
sour.
think they
have
got
committed
to warn
whoredom
you instead of
continually.
forgiving you
Her
your
rulers with
trespasses.
shame
But you
do
do
love
have to repent
give
of
ye.
your trespasses, I
The
guess.
wind
Right?
hath bound her
Because
up in
Satan
her
wants to
wings,
sift you with wheat because
and they
of
shall
your
be
sin.
ashamed
Right?
because of their
If
sacrifices.
Satan wants to punish you, and God has to let him
Hosea
during your
chapter 5.
120-year lifespan, right? Because he can't stop
Hear ye
him the way
this,
he
O
wants him to
priests, and
stop him,
hearken ye
which
house of
is to
Israel,
undo him.
and give ye ear, O
Don't you
house of the
understand?
king.
Jesus
judgment
can't
is
undo
toward you,
Satan, right?
because ye have been a
He is his
snare on Mizpah,
offspring,
and a net
technically, right?
spread upon Tabor.
Any more than he can undo
And the
you
revolters
because
are
you're his
profound
offspring
to
as
make
well.
slaughter, though I have been a rebuker of the
You don't
wall.
get that, right?
I
If he
know
undoes
Ephraim,
Satan, he undoes you.
and
Right?
Israel is not hid from me.
You're half him, half
But
Satan.
now, O
Right?
Ephraim,
Because
thou
he's
committest
still the
whoredom,
child of Jesus.
and Israel is defiled.
Through him, you're
They will
still
not
Jesus'
frame
child.
their doings to
You're just
turn unto their
behaving like
God,
the devil.
for the spirit of
not Jesus.
whoredoms is in the midst of them, and they have not known the
Jesus
Lord.
is the faithful God.
And the
Satan
pride
the
of Israel
unfaithful.
doth testify
He's
to his
doing the
face.
opposite of Jesus.
Therefore shall Israel and Ephraim fall in their iniquity. Judah also shall fall with them.
But he can't force
They shall
you,
go
and
with their
Satan will
flocks
force
and
you
with their
or
herds
trick
to
you
seek
into
the Lord,
being
but
sitting with him.
they shall not
He
find him.
beguiles you.
He hath withdrawn himself from them. They
I
have
don't.
dealt treacherously against the Lord, for they have begotten strange children. Now shall a month devour them with their portions. Blow ye the cornet in Gibeah, and the trumpet in Ramah. Cry aloud at Bethaven after thee, O Benjamin. Ephraim shall be desolate in the day of rebuke. Among the tribes of Israel have I made known that which shall surely be. The princes of Judah were like them that remove the bound. Therefore I will pour out my wrath upon them like water. Ephraim is oppressed and broken in judgment, because he willingly walked
But see,
after the
forgiving
commandment.
you doesn't matter if
Therefore
you're
will I
still in
be
your
unto
sin,
Ephraim
right?
as a moth,
That's the problem
and
too,
to the house
right?
of Judah.
That's why
as
they warn you
rottenness.
what'll happen to you if you
When
keep
Ephraim
following
saw his
Satan.
sickness, and
Right?
Judah saw his
It's
wound,
not going
then
to
went
be
Ephraim to the
immediate.
Assyrian,
You're
and sent to
living
King
in
Jareb.
plenty. You're living
Yet
in good
could
times,
not
you
heal
think,
you,
right?
nor
But you
cure
don't
you
know the
of your wound.
perfect good times
For I
of
will be
God.
unto Ephraim as a lion,
Satan
and as a young
tolerates your
lion to the
sin
house
until
of
you can
Judah.
sin
I,
more, right?
even I, will
But
tear,
can't
and go
punish your
away.
sin because
I will
that's
take
what
away.
Satan wants to
None
do to
shall
under
rescue
creation,
him.
right?
I will go
But
and
if
return to
Satan
my place,
taking us
till they
prisoner,
acknowledge their offense and seek my face.
but there's nothing God
their
can do about
affliction,
it. We're letting him
They
take
will
us
seek
prisoner.
me early. Hosea chapter 6. Come and let us return unto the Lord, for he hath torn, and he will heal us. He hath smitten, and he will bind us up.
Now, that's the point. Still, what is Hosea doing wrong here? He's saying, let us all the Lord. No, it's not. It's two different children of God, right? One is Jesus, one is Satan. Jesus wants to heal us from the afflictions of Satan, right? But we're not letting him. I'm still saying he can heal me like the Wolverine, but it's kind of too late with the fall.
For 2 days will he revive us. In the third day he will raise us up, and we
I
shall
didn't
live
say
in
it the
his sight.
same, and I did fall 2.25 stories. Now, technically, that's all it can be as, and what it would be like for me to be injured in a 2.25 story fall, right? But that's still bad enough that I can't get you pregnant until I'm fully healed, and I don't know when that'll be. And betrayal is still betrayal. Whether you're with me from your virginity, if you betray me once with a man who's healthier than me, he'll get you pregnant, not me.
So,
I can't
if we
get you
follow
pregnant.
on to know the Lord, his going forth is
Not if you're
prepared as the
fucking me
morning, and he shall
sporadically,
come unto us as the
either
rain,
whenever you feel
as
like
the
it.
latter and
And
former
I
rain
can't show up
unto
when
the
I
earth.
feel like it. You're lying about
Ephraim,
what you want,
what shall I
alright?
do unto thee?
And what I want,
Judah,
I can't have,
what
which
shall I
is you
do
being
unto
with
thee?
me only. And
For your goodness is
it
as the
don't
morning
matter if you
cloud,
only
and as
fuck
the
me and I got you
early
pregnant
dew
by a
that goeth
fool, right?
away. Therefore
Whatever,
have I
right?
hewed them by the prophets, I have slain them by
That's
the
not
words of my mouth.
fidelity to fuck me
And
when
thy
it's convenient
judgments
to
are as
you,
the light
or when you
that
can get
goeth
away from
forth.
Bart or Steven.
For I
That's still gonna
desire
make me think you're
mercy,
with them or
and
more
not
convenient to
sacrifice,
them.
and the
You're
knowledge
the
of
one
God
acting weird
more
about the
than
pregnancy
burnt offerings.
in the first place.
But they, like men,
That
have
scares me for
transgressed the
Patrick's
covenant.
sake, if he is my son
There
by
have they
miracle,
dealt
right?
treacherously against me.
And it would be a
Gilead
miracle.
is a city of them that work iniquity, and is
But
polluted
you don't
with
appreciate
blood.
the miracle.
And
do
as
you?
troops of robbers wait for a man, So the company of priests
That's a
murdered
question,
in the
not a
way by
statement,
consent, for they
It's
commit
kind of
lewdness.
rhetorical.
I have seen an horrible thing in the house of Israel. There is the whoredom of Ephraim. Israel is defiled. Also, O Judah, he
But
hath set an
the
harvest
Bible
for
is
me,
just part of it.
when I
They'll never
turn
read you
the
the Gnostic
captivity
Gospels,
of
for
my
example,
people.
right?
Hosea chapter 7.
They'll read you the King James
When
version.
I would have healed Israel, then the iniquity of Ephraim was discovered, and the wickedness of Samaria. For they commit falsehood, and the thief cometh in, and the troop of robbers spoileth without. And they consider not in their hearts that I remember all their wickedness. Now their own doings have
And like with Confucianism, like in Big Trouble in Little China, even with Christianity, you're taking what you want to take. Even with Judaism, you're taking and reading what you want to read. You're reading it without understanding what you're reading, right? And you're reading portions of it, here a little, there a little only. And you're not reading the whole thing. You're not grasping everything that's being said to you and what it means in the totality of it all. And that's why even Hosea died, right? In his own sin, for condemning his own people and not teaching them true repentance, but judging them himself.
They are before my face. They make the king glad with their wickedness, and the princes
See, helping
with their
people
lies.
to
They are
repent
all
isn't
adulterers,
passing a sentence
as
on
an
them
oven
for their
heated by the
sin.
baker, who ceaseth from raising after he hath kneaded the dough until it be leavened. In
That's
the
why
day
I'm
of our
trying to
king,
break the cycle
the
of myself,
princes
right?
have made him sick
Condemning
with
you with
bottles
the
of wine.
prophets, right?
He stretched
Trying
out
to
his
help
hand
you
with
realize
scorners.
that Satan,
For they have made
through
ready
the
their
prophet,
heart like an
condemning
oven,
you,
whilst they lie
making the
in
prophet
wait.
both his son
That
and
baker
Jesus' son,
sleepeth all the
right?
night.
50-50.
In the morning it burneth as a flaming fire.
But he's
They are all
judging the
hot
people,
as
right?
an oven,
And
and have
passing a
devoured their
sentence on them,
judges.
which
All
Satan
their
eventually
kings are
carries
fallen.
out,
There
right?
is none among them that calleth unto me.
By saying it that way,
He hath
and
mixed
saying
himself among the
forgiveness is
people.
better than
Ephraim
condemnation,
is a
right? For
cape
example,
not
right?
turned.
If I did get you
Strangers have
pregnant, Maribel,
devoured
by
his
a
strength,
fluke,
and he
by
knoweth
a
it
miracle,
not. Yea,
you gotta
grey
forgive
hairs
it
are
and
here and there
either
upon
come back to
him, yet
me,
he knoweth
or I
not.
don't know how you ever
And the
felt.
pride of Israel
If he
testifieth
is
to
mine,
his
he is
face,
mine, right?
and they do not
But if he ain't
return
mine,
to the
he ain't
Lord their
mine
God,
either.
nor seek him.
That's all I
For
can
all
tell you
this.
there, right? I'm not mad about it
Ephraim
all.
also is like a silly
I'm
dove
just
without
confused.
heart. They call to Egypt, they go to Assyria. When they shall go, I will spread my net
And if
upon
you
them.
were
I
only
will
with
bring
me,
them
that's an
down as the
open and shut
fowls of the
case. If
heaven.
you
I
weren't,
will
it's not,
chastise
right?
them as their
You're the
congregation
one acting
hath
like you're
heard.
not happy if it's mine, right?
Woe unto them, for they have fled from me. Destruction unto them, because they have transgressed against me. Though I have redeemed them, yet they have spoken lies against me. And they have not cried unto me with their heart when they howled upon their beds. They assemble themselves for corn and wine, and they rebel against me. Though I have bound and strengthened their arms, yet do they imagine mischief against me. They return, but not to the Most High. They are like a deceitful bow.
Alright,
Their
now,
princes shall fall by the sword for the rage of their tongue. This shall be their derision in the land of Egypt. Hosea chapter 8. Set the trumpet to thy mouth.
alright, that's enough for tonight. I don't know. You don't want to listen anyway. Oh. Alright, now,
So here are their comments, and this is what they're calling himself. Boy, if you don't get funny, haha, funny, meme, and alright. So one, you gotta establish what they're saying here. First, they're saying everyone knows how to fill out a job application. You're the last person I would expect to make this kind of video, considering you don't have a real job.
But only if
And
you were
know you're-
unfaithful to me. If you weren't Mary Bell and you were only with me, the Scott, that's obvious who got you pregnant. The low birth weight, if you were only with me.
Business don't count.
Is
You're
for
not
me,
making
it's
any
for you.
income
Oh,
from it.
oh,
So
it's not
a real
rocket
job.
science, but you act like it's complicated.
So I
When you
respond.
complicate a simple matter, right? If you're with me, then Scott, right? That's the simple matter. But if you're with Bart or Steven after me,
Well, it's the only reason
they
I
could have
can't
gotten you
work
pregnant.
full
Oh, I
time.
mean, but it depends on when. I know. That's important too, right?
So
Now, it's got to be within reason. I know. And Steven might would still try to fuck you in the middle of the month. I don't fucking know.
while they're being insulted,
Or get you to miss your birth control pills with him, but not me. Not you. Now, if I'm only with you, yeah, I only got you pregnant. If I'm not,
fell 2 1/4
you're
stories
acting like
on
you
base
have a problem with
with
it.
weird injuries,
I don't know what to do about that.
and why
I don't
should
act like I
be
couldn't
disabled
get you
from
pregnant at
that. Not
all.
even talking about that, right?
That depends, don't it?
Well, it's the only reason I can't work
Right.
full time. What
Or
you
infidelity, or
what you do not think
Yeah,
after
yeah.
such a fall
why
or
you're
injury.
deluded about
Most people
Scott
just
getting
get up
pregnant
like
and
nothing
paying
at all.
4 pounds 9
Happen,
ounces. That's
talk about
impossible. Oh no.
Delusional thinking
Nobody's child can be that
Too
big
long,
in
didn't
6
read
months.
it.
No one's.
So I don't say, what's
I don't
the-
care if you're one of the angels who sinned with the women in
Like you got head up
Genesis
there,
6, right? And became human and had sex with the daughters of men, right? Which is Satan's sin too. He became one of us to defile us, right? With his tabernacle, not that of Jesus's, right? But Jesus couldn't stop him either. And I'm not the one trying to be unfaithful to you. You're confusing me that you even want me. I know. That was always the problem with us. Right? If you confuse me, you're no better than the ex-girlfriends, right? Who made me break up with him too. Right? And looking for a girlfriend because you're single isn't wrong either. But finding one is different. Right? And you're supposed to be with another guy in Colorado somewhere, I guess. Right? I can do about that.
He says, too long, didn't read it. So I say, what? Do you stick your head up your ass like an ostrich sticks its head in the sand, right? Then he asked, what's your passport, right? So I give 9 replies there. And he replies 2, right? Well, it's not a full 9, but there's 9 responses, right? And you know you don't give your account information to anybody, right? Right. So I say, not your business. Then he says, what if it is? Then I say, still won't give it to you, asswipe. Then he says, why are you being so rude to me? It's your friend BTG. I think I blocked you if I remember right. I can do it again. You need to quit thinking, talking your bullshit to me and either talk nice or say nothing, right? Then he says, I am talking nice. It's just a question. I want your YouTube password. Why? It isn't your account. No, but it's going to be. Again, no. Not in your lifetime. Everything I do is mine.
He thought
And yours to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And see, this is called giving him a chance to get a brain. Now, if your harassers don't want to get a brain,
Alright, so I just.
then you have to start blocking them again, right?
That's why nobody cares around you, alright?
So don't you get the feeling they're kind of obsessed with me, right? So his final comment is nobody cares. I'll say again, you keep saying that, but you will see when I sue. See, the only thing I can do is sue.
Alright, so y'all have a good night.